your performances and concerts, you incorporate dancers, musicians, lyricists. Is this an ancient artistic concept, do you think? Are you trying to relate that to a continuous kind of a thing in the future?
Well, I was personally taught by the creator of the universe, and I know a lot of things about music, not in books. I also know how to do things to help all nations on this planet. But see, they don't really have, no one like me has ever come along, and they don't know what to do about it. But I do get a lot of publicity in Europe and every other country I go in because they know I'm dealing with something more than music. They're beginning to feel it can't be expressed in words. And that's what I'm trying to do, to play a superior type of music. Not music dealing with the body, not music dealing with the mind, but music dealing with the spirit, the way it should be. Because when you deal with music that deals with the spirit, you can encourage people to fight against the bad conditions on this planet. You can encourage them to change things simply by the music.
So it's like a motivator of sorts.
It motivates, stimulates, and compels to turn loose of things that are not profitable. And a lot of things black people are dealing with have proven to be not profitable. Of course, they tried to base things on the truth, but the truth is no longer acceptable, you see. Not to the Creator, because when they took Christ and put him on the cross and he said, I'm the truth, they eliminated the truth. You see, you're dealing with cosmic equations, so when he said, I'm the truth, and they crucified him, they crucified truth, it doesn't exist anymore. So you can't use it. If you do, you'll be just like it. So then what you have now, you have got to deal with the myth. But you know, I'm dealing with the myth that I'm an angel. Because I don't feel like no human being. I know things they don't know. I know all kind of things. I even got the keys to the Bible. I know what it means. Nobody else knows that. And I'm not righteous either. I'm wicked and evil, which gives every wicked and evil person a chance. I saw in the early days that the righteous black people weren't making it, you know. And I watched them as they died.
Are musicians free?
Well, freedom means dead. This country is based on Aristotle and Plato and Socrates, and they were born somewhere else, but they still teach it in schools. And you take democracy itself. It's based on what the Romans said. I think his name was Marcus Aurelius or something like that. But he was talking about all men being brothers and all that. So it's not anything new. It was something that somebody thought of that they would like to make true. However, God didn't make nobody equal, and it can't be done. So, everyone is different, you see? Just like if you go to a tree and you try to find two leaves exactly alike, you won't make it. If you try to find two blades of grass exactly alike, you won't find it. So then it's really against the laws of nature to speak about equality. It's something man thinks should be because of conditions to try to uplift other men. But these people got karma on them, and they got God against them. So if you try to, it says that, well, he who is a friend of man is an enemy of God, you know. So a lot of people have died trying to help man because they proved to be enemies of God, and he killed them. It's quite simple, you see. But they got this Bible, and they like to think that God is love, and that's blinding them. They have to read what it says. It's got all the facts in there.
So when you talk about, are you saying there's a certain natural law to the universe? Is that some of the principles that you've discovered or that you were sensitized to?
Well, the natural things are taboo, as far as space people are concerned. They say everything down here natural is taboo and to be avoided. And everything supernatural here is to be avoided. Well, that means people have to be completely taught on this planet another way, because they're right, but right won't help them now. You see, you got a big omniverse, and each planet got its own laws. The people here make their laws, and they think that's the law of the cosmos, but it's not. If you got a law that concerns all type of beings, yes. But you just got laws concerning man and woman. Humane society concerns dogs and animals, they protection. But do you have any protection for angels or other beings that would touch this planet? You see, no one is going to visit here if people are going to resist them because they don't want to hurt anybody. I heard a story about some psychics was saying that ships were going to land out west somewhere, and the Commerce Department was there to arrest them if they did land. Because they said they didn't have no, well, the Commerce Department said they didn't have no license to land on planet Earth. So then, if you don't get any visitors, you can see why. That's when they'd be flying over until you say, well, okay, we need help. It's all right to land. They couldn't be no more dangerous than human beings are to each other. If they're afraid, they shouldn't be.
Now, you seem to me to be a man with a mission. What's your mission today?
Well, I'm really not a man, you see. I'm an angel. And if I was a man, I couldn't do anything because man always fails, you know. He's so limited. He doesn't have the right to do things to make a better world. But angels are not up under the same code as a man. As an angel, I can do a lot of things because I think I'm a bad one. But it doesn't make no difference if you're an angel. You're a little bit a step above man.
Well, as somebody who's putting in time on planet Earth here with the rest of us, and I must say that the rest of us are awfully glad you are putting in time here on planet Earth. You're bringing some good music and some humor to us, which is important.
Of course, sense of humor is demanded in this age, and people know how ridiculous the situation is. And when you see something ridiculous, you're supposed to laugh. And all they have to do is just look in the mirror at themselves and have a good laugh. Because every human being on this planet is laughable, you might say. And they should see that they have been put in a trick bag by somebody who just got them here. They're not achieving anything, and trying hard, too. I tried hard as a human being to do some things. Found too many blocks in the way, so I had to reach up to something higher and better. And I know what I'm talking about.
I think he was what you call maybe an asexual being. I don't know, I could be proved wrong, but I was around a lot of times. I never saw any indication that he was interested, like most musicians are, in hooking up with a person of either sex. And he was talking about the same stuff from beginning to end, about the cosmos and the space travel. Really a remarkable and incredible person.
I remember another night when I got a call, it was about 11 at night, from Kennedy Airport. It was then still called Idlewild. And he and the group were stranded there. They had just come back from a European tour, Egypt, I guess. They were there with their baggage. They had no money for cabs. They were stranded at Kennedy Airport. And he said, Bernard, I've just come back from Egypt. He said, it was great. It was fine. He said, you know, at the border, they didn't want to let me into Egypt. I said, why? He said, because they looked at my passport, and they were very affronted, because my passport said Sun Ra. And the Egyptians, you know, some of them are Ptolemaic, have this Ptolemaic religion, and they thought I was insulting them. He said, but I asked them to send for the director of the Museum of Antiquities, and they sent for him, and he came out, and the two of them talked about hieroglyphics and Egyptology, a subject in which Sun Ra was fully versed. They talked at considerable length, and the director said, this man is exactly who he says he is, and proceeded to invite Sun Ra and his group to perform on Egyptian television, which I'm told they did.
Now, who were some of your early influences?
Well, the planets, the Creator, mythical gods, and real ones, people, flowers, everything in nature, inspiration. Musicians get their inspiration really from environmental things, and all musicians are inspiration to me, no matter what style they're playing.
Well, why don't you introduce the next, the two pieces of music you're going to do?
The next song, the first song, Retrospect. It's not really about memory. It's just thinking about something, future, past, present, about something that's totally impossible. It's that kind of song. It's reaching out to the potentials of humanity, potentials of eternal things. And the next one is about face to music, because music is considered as the truth, really. So you say, I'm singing Face the Music, because that's what this planet has to do now. They got to adjust themselves to another way of thinking and being. And this second song was about that.
What do you do when you know you're wrong? You got to face the music. You're in the space age now. You're in the space age now. Space age here to stay. Ain't no place you can run. You can't run. You can't hide. What do you do when you know that you know? That you know that you're wrong. The year 2000. What do you do when you know that you're knocking at your door? That you know that you're wrong. Knocking at your door. You got to face the music. You can't run. You got to listen. You can't hide. One song. You got to face the music. You can't run. You got to listen to the cosmos song. The year 2000. What do you do when you know that you know? On this way. That you know that you're wrong. What do you do when you know that you know? That you know you're wrong. You got to face the music. You got to listen to the cosmos songs. You got to face the music. You got to listen to the cosmos songs. What do you do when you know that you know? You know you're wrong. What do you do when you know you're wrong? You got to face the music. You got to listen to the cosmos songs. You can't run, you can't hide. You got to face the music. Got to face the music. You got to listen to the cosmos songs. What do you do when you know that you know? That you know that you're wrong. What do you do? You know you're wrong. You got to face the music. You got to listen. Listen to the cosmos songs. Listen to the melodies, the harmonies, and the rhythms of the cosmos songs. You got to face the music. What do you do? You know you're wrong. You got to face the music. You got to face the music. You got to listen to the cosmos songs. You got to face the music. You got to listen to the cosmos songs.